We can use NotebookLM to create a vertical PowerPoint. And we can do it with the new features being rolled out to NotebookLM. We're going to start the process by clicking on NotebookLM. Assuming that you have content inside of a notebook and you want to turn that notebook into a PowerPoint, you're going to click on this element. If you use the Studio asset and you click on this area, you can attempt to use the prompt area to create a vertical PowerPoint. We're going to use the term PowerPoint even though NotebookLM calls it a slide deck, and we're going to click Generate. Another way to attempt the prompt is to use the chat area. Now the chat area, in order to convert into a PowerPoint presentation, is not going to create a Studio asset. It's going to actually create a PowerPoint presentation, and it's going to deliver it in the Studio asset side. Now again, this process is taking advantage of a new system within NotebookLM that will allow you to use the chat to create Studio assets. So if we go to our chat area, we can type in a prompt. And what we're basically going to be doing with this prompt is we're going to be creating a 9x16 PowerPoint. Now, in some cases, when you're using the chat area, you may have to use the term vertical. You may have to choose the term editable. You may have to include 9x16. Whenever you can, you want to use all three in your prompt. And that will tell NotebookLM that you definitely want a 9x16 vertical PowerPoint. And you'll see here that NotebookLM states that it wants to deliver. So we need to answer NotebookLM's question. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to say yes to NotebookLM. And we're going to tell NotebookLM that yes, this is what we want to create. You're going to see a longer than normal process happen when NotebookLM is going through the creation process. And in fact, you're not going to see immediate movement into the Studio asset as you would in other creations that you attempt to do. Now, when NotebookLM completes the process, it's going to tell you what it did inside of the chat area. You're then going to notice here in the Studio assets that NotebookLM will let you know that your PowerPoint is then going to be downloadable. You'll notice then that the icon is going to look slightly different than this typical Studio asset icon. You can then go to the ellipsis. You can then click on Download to download the PowerPoint to your hard drive. PowerPoint will then be editable inside of Microsoft PowerPoint. That means then that within PowerPoint, you can flip through the PowerPoint to look at and determine how you want to style it, how you want to edit the content. And if you want to add images, you will be able to enter them. You also want to be able to see how NotebookLM handled the slide deck presentation using your instructions to create a vertical PowerPoint. What you'll notice then is that what NotebookLM does is it attempts to divide your PowerPoint into two sides. However, it does not execute a vertical PowerPoint. And as normally the case, the PowerPoint delivered by NotebookLM is not editable. So if what you need is a vertical version of the information, you can use NotebookLM in order to construct it. And if what you are doing is you are creating documents for something like a LinkedIn carousel, you can then save the document as a PDF and it will save as a vertical PowerPoint. Okay, so thanks, and I will see you in another video.